Alright, so in this one, gonna be our second video on this channel. Basically a group channel discussing Legends with smaller content creators. Some big, some small, it is what it is. But in this one, we're gonna be discussing the new update along with the new units. Super Saiyan Blue Revival Goku, Hit, and Ultra Goku, given if he had the souls and all that already done for him, which is another discussion. But we're gonna go over Goku. In my opinion, I would say he's, in short, a very good unit, but nothing too noticeable to where he replaces anyone. What do you think, Billy?
From my experience playing against him in PvP, he's definitely very underwhelming. His revival is definitely something that could be played usefully, but I think it's just not as good as what Cell has, because Cell definitely has that like sub counter reduction every time he's hit, so he's just Rising Rush fodder. And then Goku only restoring 50% health is just not good at all, and he doesn't have a healing ability. Just a very underwhelming unit. I haven't played with him, so I don't know from like a personal standpoint how well he does damage wise. I have a wailed out team, so he definitely doesn't feel like he hits hard. That's my take on him.
Alright, Badzer, what do you think of the Goku? How have you been experiencing him?
Well, his damage is highly subpar. If you run him on Saiyans, I guess his endurance is kind of like a combo breaker or a Rising Rush fodder, but other than that, very subpar. I would not put him on God Key. Obviously, with VB or Zenkai Goku, there's no point.
Alright, well, Sin, what do you think of the Goku so far? Have you used them, play tested them, anything?
Yeah, I actually didn't pull him, but I've
Oh.
fought with him quite a bit. Yeah, I actually did not go all in the banner, or basically
It's not
not at
worth
all. It's not. I don't feel it's like very urgent. I do feel the hit is better, but since we're talking about Goku right now, I feel he does bring certain things to the table. Getting those green cards, having that AoE style of green card. You could do like a very annoying team with Ultra Instinct and him, and like always like dodging and pulling the green cards to keep getting your oh my god, I forgot the word.
AoE, like an AoE.
Yeah, priority, to get your priority over and over. And the revival thing it's always good, you in my playstyle when I fight, I always like to have a good tank. I always feel like, you always mess up, you always do things that don't go your way, and sometimes you just gamble a little bit and you say, okay, I'm gonna do this strike here or I'm gonna blast here, and it doesn't go your way. And I feel like having a tank really helps in those situations. But he feels kind of weird because he tanks, but he's not like 16 obviously, or those kinds of units that really tank a lot, since he has the revival function. But I don't know. I don't feel his damage is all there, but what I feel that he's good at is like taking chances. You when you use him, you feel like you can just throw cards. You feel like you can just attack and see what happens. You can gamble a little bit because you know that if you mess up, well, he just dies and revives. It's not
you
like
have
a
that, like,
big
free
deal.
space.
Yeah, it gives you like a little bit more, it gives you more options when you fight, because you can just say, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there to see what happens, and if he dies, he just revives, so whatever. I do find it weird that once he transforms, he doesn't get like a major buff, so sometimes I get like confused, like why does he even do that? Because there's like Cell, when he revives, he gets a lot stronger.
Yeah,
You
14, he's
feel
almost
it.
at 300,000 blast attack, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, you really fear him when he transforms. If you have a yellow unit, you don't want to get hit by him. And he continues combos because then he draws a blast card when he comes in. He gets key. He functions better in that way. And this guy, he's like a defensive unit. Something that I can just say is that if you really hate Gohan, you could bring a blue purple team and use him, and like Gohan will have an even harder time because he doesn't have like endurance per se. He has like the revival function. So maybe if you struggle with Gohan a lot, you can use him with another blue character, and like Gohan is in a tight spot. But other than that, it's he's in a weird spot. But I think he's pretty good. You just have to use him in a different way. And having like the Zenkai 7 Blue Goku and Vegeta Blue, yeah, in God Key, he feels tough to say, yeah, I'm gonna run him over everyone else because he he's not that good at other things that all the other Gokus have. Like the Zenkai Goku, he has a defensive part in the game. When he starts more tanky and then he gets very aggressive. And that's something that this Goku, at least I feel that he doesn't have. You don't feel that when he's dead you're gonna kill your opponent. You're just extending the fight a little bit. So yeah, those are my thoughts on him.
That's a
I
good
also
analogy.
think the green card can be, if you use it right, it can be game changing. But also in the same hand, it probably won't be game changing because if you can get a green card off that you weren't in a combo to begin with.
Fair.
Yeah.
The thing that's bad about his green, actually, if you don't know, it's as bad as UI Goku's with the animation speed. It's a long
Oh.
animation.
Oh,
So if
really?
they dodge it and backdash,
I did
mess
notice
you up.
that
They'll
too.
one-hit you. Yeah, you're screwed if you miss it. It's not like Yellow Gohan's where it's quick.
Yeah, because I've been caught by Majin Vegeta's green card a lot. When I go dash backwards and I try to attack, people just throw a rush in my face.
Yeah, because you
I
expect
can't-
it to be like UI's where it's
Yeah.
long, but it's not.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Broly, what do you think about Super Saiyan Blue Rival Goku so far?
So I do not have him, but I am with W Gaming about that. He he's not the best in a little cell. The Red Cell, Red Cell had a lot more health than the Goku, but he is okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's all right for what he is, but he doesn't gain enough to be on the level of Cell, I would say.
Yeah.
It's just mediocrity.
I think the biggest issue is that he just has way better alternatives, and that's just the biggest issue. Like, they knew that God Key has 2 really good blue units already, and they just decided to give us a subpar blue unit for no reason. They could have easily made him good enough, yeah, like, but they just chose not to. But I mean, I guess it's just another Blue Saiyan not getting buffed, so everyone probably would have been up in arms if they made him a ridiculous blue unit, because then he would have just been getting like 2 different Zenkai boosts.
Yeah.
3 actually, I guess, if you want to run Bardock, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually also run a zombie Sun Family team with a yellow Gohan, Kid Gohan, and that Goku.
Yeah, that would be
Yellow
ridiculous.
blue. Yeah, nobody would want to die there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like that mechanic is so broken.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you don't make your unit balanced to do something specific, it just feels like all over the place, and you don't know how to use him very well.
Yeah.
It feels like they
Cell-
were scared how they made him. Like, sorry to cut you off, but it
No
just
worry.
feels like they were scared to make him as good as Cell, because Cell, is dominant. He's gonna mess you up. After
People
he
literally
dies,
run him on
but
future. Like, he doesn't even do anything for the
like,
tag.
This Goku, they
Yeah.
were scared to make him that good. It seems like.
I feel
Well,
that's I feel that's Cell. Okay, sorry, go on.
Oh no, sorry.
Well, what I was gonna say is that I do feel that Cell is more straightforward. His mechanic is like, okay, get beat up, just die, be a fodder, and then kill your opponent. It's more straightforward. You're not that good at the first time, you die, and then you kill your opponent. This Goku is like, you just die and go back, and
He just die and die again.
I mean,
you get to
honestly,
die twice.
even Cell pre-transformation, like if you pop his main ability, you pop his green into his blue, like he'll do like 40%, 30%. Like, he's not a bad unit pre-transformation, and he's lowering sub count when you're getting beat up.
Right.
Like, what's bad about that?
Yeah.
It's just they were scared with Goku. It
Yeah.
feels like.
I think.
Well, I feel like this is an answer. Like, people were. I remember when Cell first dropped, because when he did transform, you got a whole brand new unit. He hit like a truck. What's gonna happen? You know.
Mhm.
I think this is their way of kind of balancing that out. But they went way too low with
Right.
the undertuning.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough about Goku. I think we all
One
agree
more
that he's a
thing.
subpar unit.
One
Yeah,
more
go,
thing.
go ahead.
Sorry. It could be also that they didn't make him very, very good because they may be planning a tournament of power Goku, like throwing the Spirit Bomb
Interesting.
and then dying and bringing the Ultra Instinct. I feel that is a character that should be coming because it goes by with that same mechanic, you know? He threw the Spirit Bomb, he blew up, and then he came back as Ultra Instinct. So maybe in the future we could have a team like that, and then having too many Saiyans that go back to life and get strong
They
afterwards.
want us to run dead Saiyans.
That
Too
is
crazy.
that is a amazing point, and I'm glad you brought that up. So we should keep that in mind for the future with any
Yeah.
God Key releases we get. But I think now it's time we should be talking about Hit. Do you want to lead off with Hit?
Time
Hit.
to get donuts.
Listen, top 3 best non-Zenkai in the game, 100%. I might be biased. He's 9 stars. He's insane. Ran him on blue, purple with the Goku, just because I felt bad for the Goku. Gotta run him somewhere. And then Topo. Hit does so much damage to anyone. He's phenomenal. I don't see a flaw with him. People say he lacks defense. I disagree. He gets 50% cut when you sidestep for the whole entire combo. So, I don't know. I can see a fault with Hit. Maybe you could say his tags. He's not a powerful opponent, even though he killed Goku. But besides that, I really don't see a singular fault with Hit. I think he's top-notch. Could he have better stats? Maybe, but he's just insane to me. But what do you think, Fatser?
Well, put it to you this way. I have a 6-star LF Gohan that I run with Super Saiyans. Hit one comboed my ass after eating my ultimate. So yeah, he's a pretty good unit. It is
Wow.
nuts. Like, the way they made Hit is how they should make most characters. The way they made, like, Broly is how they should make Zenkais. Maybe that's how they should do it from now on.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
W.
Yeah, I don't have him either. but I've seen his damage and I've seen what he can do, and I like the fact that his character goes with his abilities. Legends sometimes does those things correctly, you know. They try to build the kid similar to what you think the character is gonna be like or is in the series. And he's like, yeah, the hit, you know, he evades and hits you to land a finishing blow. That's his style. And the fact that he has the cut as well when he dodges is pretty darn good as well, you know. He's like, because he is like a glass cannon. Like in the series, he didn't tank very well hits, but at the same time he has his defenses, you know. He has certain abilities and things that he does that like make up for those defenses, and the ability or the fact that he can like dodge and attack and land strong blows and also like deal that amount of damage. I've seen like him hitting those yellow units and he hits pretty darn hard. It amazes me a lot to see that kind of ability, and like he doesn't have like type notification, thank God, because he would one combo anyone. But he seems pretty good. I haven't looked at his kid like very in depth, you know. I don't know everything he does, but I do know those types of abilities that he has when he dodges, and also the fact that he nullifies endurance is big, because you have now 2 hits that also do the same thing. You have Goku Black and powerful opponent that can do that, although this version of Hit does not have that tag. But that ability within itself is very scary, because you know you could go in with an endurance unit and you know it just doesn't work. It's like when I fight with Demon King Piccolo, the Zenkai yellow one. You know, I always try to have a endurance unit, but when I see that guy, it's just why bother even bringing that character in, because he could just nullify it. Right now, it's kind of weird because there aren't, I believe there aren't any good green endurance units right now. I think that's the old green Vegeta, but obviously no one uses him right now.
Zenkai one.
No, 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 no. The
His
old
green card's short
green.
animation, so
Exactly.
No, please, no. But it's kind of weird. But you just work with it. You know that you throw him with a rush, and whoever comes in is dead unless they're the new Goku or Red Cell.
I have a perfect example of that later on once I talk about him, but keep going.
Yeah. No, I think that's enough for me. You can say what you're gonna say.
No, I'll let Broly go first. I would like to end off on the man.
yeah,
hit
you
himself.
want to talk about it.
Yeah, I do.
Bro, what do you think?
I do not have him. I don't have both of them, but I watched some showcase. He's so good. His blue card hit like a tank, and his ult is looks so good. And he have a last cover on the ult than the little hit don't have. But yeah, he's awesome, and he has a lot more good things than more than a little hit don't have. So yeah.
Yeah, and he has time to make the donuts.
Oh yeah. I'll tell
That's
you.
very important.
I'll tell you what he's definitely got time for, and that's melting yellow units. Hit. I got a lot to say about this guy.
Please go off.
Honestly, one of my favorite characters in this game right now. I think he's gonna have a lot of longevity just for the fact that he has a lot of damage. He can nullify special cover changes, and then his green card restores ki and gives him card draw speed. Like, are you joking? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, the amount of times, and it's like because it's a freeze time, right? Like, you vanish, alright, your damage is reduced by 50. You pop the green because he gets a green on his first time entering the field. And if your opponent's sidestepping, you just have like a full combo to go off of, and then he's just hitting like a bus. The green card also increases his crit damage and crit rate, and he already has a high crit rate. Yeah,
exactly. The crit rate.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
So you run that with like on Rival Universe with Vados, who just heals, which would make up for his lack of defenses that a lot of people, think is an issue with him, which I don't think is an issue if you use him properly.
Yeah.
But that's, everyone's opinion on it. But Vados just healing, giving more damage inflicted. Him on Rival Universe is just so fun. Like, I have him at 9 stars. I ran a stream last night with basically, basically just running him like most of the night whenever I didn't feel like running Vegeta Family or something. But I mean, there was an instance where I had a yellow unit in a combo or something, and I went to go rush, and I popped my main before I rushed, and my opponent forgot about Hit's like special ability where he nullifies cover change, and he tried switching into Green Goku, Green Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I just like absolutely rushed him and just ended it, and that was like half the fight right there. Like my opponent just didn't even think about it.
That ability's so nuts.
Yeah, and then the fact that, and I know Broly brought it up, was the blast armor, or W. I can't remember if it was W or Broly that brought it up, but the blast armor on his blue card and ultimate, like I've got a few people off guard with that. And then the first time he uses his blue card, it does 100% extra damage. That's ridiculous. You can definitely one-shot people. I've one-shot a few green units. I've taken Zenkai 7 Android 18s to half HP from one combo and a blue card. And then he gets his Vanish back. Yeah, like, he's slippery. He's just a slippery unit. It's like Kid Buu, right? Like, Kid Buu has low defenses, but he hits like a bus, and then he just restores his Vanish. So, I think they designed this hit perfectly. He's exactly what the Rival Universe tag needed in terms of a damage-dealing unit. And... I mean, like, Rival Universe could potentially be like where future is right now in the next few months. If we get a tournament of power themed anniversary with GT and we get like a God Topo, like Rival Universe is going to be up there for sure. It'll be like Hit, Vados, and Topo, or like Jiren if you want to run Jiren, because Jiren's like technically a last man standing unit.
What red character is Dispo the best Rival Universe?
So
Bergamo.
Yeah, you mean Bergamo, the freaking
Bergamo.
Yeah, the Chad, bro. Everyone sleeps on Bergamo, but he can tank.
He's very good.
Yeah, I tanked a rush last night against a type neutral unit with Bergamo. Granted, he's 14 stars, and my Rival Universe team is basically all 14 stars except for Hit. But you know, when you're running in the top 50 PvP, right? Like you need whaled out teams because everyone's running Zenkai, Holy Trinity, Zenkai Androids, Zenkai Saiyans, and the fact that a Rival Universe team is able to compete with like a fully Zenkai team is big. So that's my take on it. Hit's a great unit. If you're gonna summon and you get Hit, definitely run Hit. He's fun.
You know, I just thought about it. I was wondering, before we talk about Goku, Ultra Goku, does Hit's blue card effect with the 100% work when you rush and you haven't used a blue card yet?
I would assume
Has
so.
anyone tested that?
I've actually paid
like
it. I've tried paying attention to that actually. Like today, I rushed an Android 18 with Hit, and my opponent just like kept 18 in because they just thought like they could tank it. And when I was paying attention to the damage per card, and when it got to the blue card, because I had a blue card in my hand, it did a lot of damage, a lot more than what I thought it was gonna do. So
yeah, because that can make him like kill like yellow units with his rush if you save it for that.
Yeah, that's definitely a strat.
Insane.
Yep.
Yeah. But Ultra Goku. All right. So Ultra Goku. Man. If you haven't soul boosted, congrats. You need about 50k of the rare metals, which I doubt most people have because who knew this would be the case?
Nope.
But regardless, if you do have them, good for you. So far, I've only used them personally in LBR at 14 stars. Overall, I just say his damage is good. He feels like he needs Bardock to be good. Unfortunately, it's just a scenario where they made it that Bardock is too good, to where every other Super Saiyan prior or post him was going to be a little nerfed down. But damage is good. Tanking's pretty bad. He has a nifty cover change that I feel like nobody notices, where he covers on blast. No blast armor on his special move or ultimate though. It's kind of bad, but
really, I thought he had blast armor.
No,
he
doesn't.
doesn't. I don't think so, at least.
Uh-uh.
Also, his green card's a long animation, which sucks. And the last thing about him, it's just he feels like currently with the stars we have him at, just LF. Like when you first pulled him, like a 2-star LF, he just hits all right. It really amplifies like the need for Bardock though. But let me know what you think, W.
Well, man, I just feel that this guy is a trophy. Like I just look at him on the main screen when you enter the game, and it's just so cool to look at a unit that you know they took their time with him, like his animations. He feels like a fire, you know, and he has a lot of things, like a lot of quirky things that he does, like when he charges, when he throws the blasts, when he tab attacks. Everything that he does is so unique, and I really, really, really like that about him. I know that he has some flaws within his kit, especially the blast armor. I really don't understand why they didn't give him any type of blast armor anywhere. But still, I feel he's pretty good. I just made a video today about him, and I used him to 0 stars, and he was decent. You know, he was pretty good. He attacks, and he feels like it's not like fodder damage or anything like that. And I feel that when we get him 14 stars, you know, at least like yellow units are gonna be somewhat scared. It's just that his kit is like all around, because he has the blast cover change, but it doesn't chain, so you can't chain it to anything. And he has different things, like the green card has a little bit of problems where you throw the green card and you don't get key, but you do get cards. I feel that running him with support will make him very, very strong, because he within his kit, he does a lot of things. When you, let's say you have the yellow Vegeta or Kid Goku that gives him key on switching,
Mhm.
you can land the green card and you can keep comboing your opponent. If you have the main, you can pop the main, you can keep attacking. There are many things that you could do with him to make him work, but I feel that the main thing of him is like his trophy status. Like, it's crazy that when you I don't know if you've noticed, when you put him as your first character and you log in into PvP, if your opponent has him as the first character, you see the animation. Like, you start the fight and you see the cool like moving
Oh
animation
yeah.
when he
Yeah.
gets in. When you start the match, you see the like that cinematic thing. I actually just love that about him.
Mhm.
I kind of don't even care if he's not the best unit. He just looks so cool. Everything about him just feels so refined, and I'm really looking forward to more characters like this, because sometimes you see these special characters, or like the thing with Zenkais right now. Cool, you do the Zenkai, you got a strong character, but sometimes they look kind of bland because it's the same
Yeah.
thing. You just see like the same animations and nothing changes. I would love them if they could add to the Zenkai something like this. Like, once you Zenkai the character, like they get brand new animations and they get that cool home screen thing going. That would be like fire. That would be so amazing. But as of right now, I really enjoy him as the type of character that he is, and that rarity. Although I'm very, very, very scared about what they're gonna do with ultra characters, because they said it's not gonna be in the summons for a long time, but when they get to be summonable characters, I hope they just raise the percentage for 11s and make them the new 11s, because it would be scary to have like a 0.00001 rate character. But other than that, if they actually keep them to being free to play, I wouldn't mind it. It would be cool. But seeing more characters like this would be really, really, really cool. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
I mean, I would say it would take them probably like a year or two to make them summonable, just because they said it takes 4 to 6 months to even develop these units. So
Yeah.
probably not something to worry about now, but I get what you mean. Like, we're scared for the rate drop to increase, which no one wants to summon 50k crystals for nothing. So
Please don't be
Yeah.
0.2%.
they'll probably
No.
raise it,
Yeah. We
But
don't.
Broly, what do you think of the Goku?
Yeah, man. Google. So, I really love him. His art is so clean, and it's so awesome. You can click his picture. Is show you the black and white art drawing of him. It's
Yeah.
really cool. His last one hand is really awesome. Getting keys looks so cool. It's really good about him is his ultra ability for Saiyans. Like,
Yeah, that's
if
really
you
good.
have you have Saiyans in your team, like for bench or use, he get all the buff like that. But the south part he can't take no hits. I get it, and I do not like when they lock his souls. Like, it's not cool.
Yeah.
But he's awesome.
Yeah, that ultra ability is really, really good. I forgot to mention that. It's because basically you obviously might want to use a full Saiyan team, although you might want to use him with Gohan and stuff. But using him on a Saiyan team, I believe you get 90% extra damage just for existing on a Saiyan team. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a like that makes the ultra characters more Zenkai like,
Yeah.
without being Zenkai characters, because they have that extra ability that the normal characters don't have. And if it's always gonna be like that, damage related, maybe they always keep that ability being the same. Every ultra character will have like a 90-ish% of damage just by existing. So that seems pretty good, and I think that's their idea on bringing new characters without the Zenkai aspect, and trying to have them to be on par with those Zenkai characters. Because if you stack also Zenkai buffs on top of that, let's say we get another red Zenkai Saiyan buffer, this guy's gonna be hitting hard, very, very, very hard. And with Bardock, yeah, like basically, I don't know if you guys have tried him with Bardock,
Yes.
using him, except switching him for Gogeta. Who do you guys think is better, this Goku, or who is gonna be better, this Goku or Gogeta in the long run?
Currently, Gogeta by a mile, but I could see the point where Goku is better when he's fully done, 14 stars, all that. But so far, easily Gogeta.
Yeah, I think just from my experience with Goku, I haven't used him yet just because I'm waiting to fully boost him, get his stars up, all that. I think from just like witnessing it again in battle, Gogeta's definitely better right now. I could definitely see Goku being his replacement in the future because he's giving the Z ability. That's the biggest thing, is the Z ability, and then just the synergy he gets with the rest of the team with Bardock. Like, he's definitely just going to be run on Super Saiyans. He's not going to be run on a Saiyan team. Once people start getting him to 7 stars and up, right? You're going to see him on Super Saiyan. Bardock, him, Broly, or like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Just because he's so good that you just don't even need to run him on a Super Saiyan team. Like, he just draws the strike. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's a great unit. I think aesthetically, he is just like, that's just the best thing about him. Like, everything about his aesthetics. And it's definitely just like a start, right? Like, it's a stepping stone. They're paving the way for future Ultra units. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I just want to say one more thing. So I don't know why you didn't put the blast armor, because Zenkai Bardock.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean right, and that goes with what you said before, was that Bardock, unfortunately, being so good for the Super Saiyan tag, they have to make future Super Saiyans just not as good as what they should be, because Bardock just makes them so powerful. And then Super Vegeta being on the bench, giving increased critical damage, so you can just stack up to 100% almost of critical damage. Goku being last man standing, like, yeah. People, you can honestly, and this is what I really want to run him on, and I haven't seen anyone even talk about it yet, is running him on a Namek Saga team. Literally just run him, EX Krillin, and Zenkai Goku, and you're set. Like, and then just run, like, honestly, you don't even need to run any bench for Krillin. Just run a bench to boost up to 2 Gokus. Just run a Saiyan bench. And then, or if you really wanted to, right, you could put, yellow EX Gohan from the Namek Saga, just because he gives, like, a ridiculous amount of damage to the team as a whole. But that team would...
Nail, I believe.
Yeah, Nail gives, like, 38%, I think, to strike and blast attack.
Yeah.
And then he's also a healer on death and damage inflicted. Like, he's a death buffer like Krillin. So
yeah,
Namek Saga honestly could be up and coming.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm surprised I haven't seen like anybody talk about it. That was like my initial thought, was just, oh my god, Namek Saga. Like, that tag is so fun.
Reasons because the Saiyan thing with them, people are like, oh, he wants Saiyans only. They don't really see the aspect of running with the Krillin.
But that's why you would but that's why you would just run Goku with him,
Yeah. Bad Sir, what do you think of the Ultra Goku?
I think they did a really damn good job on this character. And if future Ultra characters are this good, keep it up. The only thing that's wrong with it, and I don't know whose genius idea this was the use of the rare metals.
Yeah.
Why do we have Z metals for that aren't even being used ever? Should have put them there.
Right.
But
I think they should have just time-gated the crystals. I mean, not the crystals. They should have time-gated the Z power and not the souls. So
I would have farmed a stage 50 event for it.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Easily. But I mean, even if you want to use other resources, use Z or Z whatever. They're not being used.
No.
Whereas the rare metals, obviously, most people get Zenkai souls because there's not a lot of ways to get Zenkai souls, which they should probably fix that. But other than that, animations are f***ing sharp. I haven't used them yet because I have absolutely no rare metals, but you know.
Yeah, that was just so random, man. That was just like, who would have thought?
I know,
It's kind
so
of
dumb.
scummy too, because remember we had that event, that guild season that was like 2 weeks, the big thing they hyped up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And you would be grinding, if you cared about guilds, at least I did. I was grinding 1 hour every day, 2 weeks straight. I'm using rare metals to buy adventure slots. I had 30k.
Exactly.
Came out. I was screwed. I was like, what the hell?
I got
Man, wow.
kind of suspicious when they actually added the erasers on those medals, because you
Yeah, I
had to
used that
spend like
too.
5,000 for erasers, and I was like, this seems kind of weird. It seems if you look at it, it's very expensive for those medals, but since you didn't have any purpose for them,
Yeah.
you would just spend them.
I literally did
But
the same
now-
thing the week prior. I literally was like looking at it and I was like, what am I going to use this for? Just
Yeah,
I did that.
I did the same thing when I noticed that they added all the other souls on them from the characters.
yeah.
I was like, what the f***'s happening here? Because I've been using these for Zenkai souls, and now I'm broke. I used to have 1 billion of them. Not even f***ing you.
Yeah.
Until Zenkai souls came out, and it just drained my stock. So what they need to do for things like this Ultra is split it up between the resources, or make it so we can use or trade them for the rare metals at 50 a pop or whatever, you know?
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
You know what is stupid? So we need the blue Goku, right? To get him.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's why it's so stupid. You need like a lot of 50 Z power to get 14 stars of blue Goku doing the events and stuff like that. And that take all that coins gone.
Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
all your rare medals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
if
don't
you're-
have them already, then you're losing so many.
Right. Yeah. Like if you're a new player or relatively new and you're like, oh, okay, I'll actually farm up this Goku now because this is an event. And then you farm up the Goku, you have him at 14 stars, the event drops, and then you can't soul boost him because you just used all of it to get the Goku to help you with the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Kinda weird.
stupid.
Yeah, and you also have to use the rare medals to actually open the missions.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
3K.
Like you have to buy the missions with those coins, with those medals.
Instead of the
I was
keys that
so
they drop.
Yeah, because I was soul boosting the Goku, but I left off some rare medals just in case. And when I was gonna unlock his missions, I saw that it was using rare medals too, and I was like, oh my god, thank God I didn't use them. But they just spam the event with those medals. Like it's weird. They should have like maybe diversified the medals, because I know that if they only use Z medals or something like that, those are the medals that you use when you have a unit 14 start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because maybe not everyone is gonna have that, but maybe if they just made it more versatile, they just add different coins and different things that you could just change for Z power or whatever you're gonna use for the Goku or any future character. Because using only one resource is always very, very draining, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's
And
like
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go
I just wish they keep the keys theme, because it doesn't make it so easy. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah, that's true. Because a lot of resources are like hard to accumulate. Like every time you get a Zenkai and you soul boost them completely, you get drained out a lot. But when you diversify the things you need, it just makes it a little bit better, and it just makes you think like, okay, I'm gonna use things, but I'm not gonna empty everything that I have. I'm always gonna have things in every little store or whatever shop. You're gonna have coins for everything. You're gonna have medals for everything, just in case. But like being random, like you don't know which one. Maybe one day one coin will be important. That's kind of wacky.
Yeah.
Well, this goes back to classic Legends. They don't communicate well enough with their player base, and we wouldn't be in this mess if they would have just said, save your rare medals. But instead, the day before Goku drops, they say, don't forget the Goku. So if you don't have the Goku, you're going to 14 star him. because you
Yeah.
think he's important.
I mean, I
There's
think
all your medals.
I think
Also, Piccolo's a great co-op partner, just so you know.
he's
If
so
you guys
good.
aren't
The best.
I saw somebody actually post a video and they put the Team 4-star skit from
mean,
that fight. It's like,
it's
don't
basically
worry,
the same
I'll
thing.
catch you, best bud. And it just drops. do, 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 do. Like literally the same thing. I don't know. I think the Legends team does a decent job of communicating. They do better than most games. Is the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's things they could be doing better for sure in terms of communication. But I've played a few gacha games, and the communication that Legends has with the player base is definitely better than some of these other games.
Well, for the most part, they communicate with the player base really well. But look at the energy fiasco. They just removed it without saying anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything. Everybody
Yeah.
freaked out. They wait until they do something and then explain, oh, well, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Throw
then
it out,
can
then they
say
tell you
that
why they did it. They should have
Yeah.
done it other way, obviously.
instead of just saying, we're going to do it. No, they do it, and then they're like, oh, we did this because of this, which is fine. But you
tell
need
us
to
before.
warn people.
Right. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
And then that way, you wouldn't get a bunch of people in an uproar.
I absolutely agree.
Two things I
But-
want
Yeah,
to point out, by
exactly.
the way, for those that don't know. One, you can get 50 rare medals every day with login. If you don't know, you can change it to that. So I recommend doing that if you care about this Goku. And two, it seems they really wanted to make this like LRs in Dokkan. If you haven't played Dokkan, the first LR, and this is a new rarity for Dokkan, new rarity for Legends, you had a grind. Now, the only difference is you could do that grind immediately and waste your resources to summon to do it, or you could have patience and wait and wait. The only difference with this is we are forced to wait to get our Goku soul boosted, to get our Goku's high stars. I don't think people care more about getting him high stars than soul boosted. I think that's the only thing they did wrong with this Goku. They should have just allowed him to
Yeah.
be coming out whenever, not just, oh, you have to wait this many weeks and this much.
Hopefully with the next Ultra unit, they definitely change that. Ultra
They most
unit,
likely
please.
will. They most likely will, but I mean, every time they introduce something new, they always it up at first, but then they fix it later on,
Right.
which is nice. But I mean, it's just I don't know what they were thinking with this guy.
Yeah.
But
It's
I,
kind of weird that if you don't soul boost him, you can't, even if you go LBR, he won't have the 3 equips slots. So that it's also kind of annoying.
well, I think that's
I'll do one more. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
So, Hendai, if you are watching this video, please fix it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please do.
Definitely.
Absolutely. But I think that's enough about Goku. We definitely made our voices clear on that. And just as a wrap up, what is everyone's just overall thoughts on the new update, since this was a pretty big update?
Laggy.
Yeah, they did say they're fixing it though in the announcements. I think they fixed a lot of it. There used to be an issue for I think 2 days now. It was you win a clash in the middle, the Doki Baki, you couldn't combo into it. Now you can. They fixed it. We thought it was a new update to PvP, but they fixed that. Feels like they're fixing the load times. It seems like.
It seems much faster.
Yeah, I got a question. Have you noticed the difference within the PvP fights? Like, because I noticed the loading time is a little bit longer, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's a
if
confirmed
within
issue.
No, yeah,
Yeah?
they addressed it. They said they're fixing it. In co-op too, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
your bar will load up super fast, and then your opponent's bar will take like a minute and 20 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Well, some of that too is a lot of people don't download all data, so when
Yep.
they face
Yeah.
a team they haven't faced, it's going to take longer to load.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
download your f***ing data, people.
Yeah,
You heard the man.
definitely.
But I mean, at the end of the day, they are fixing it. I do like a lot of the changes. The new Tournament of Power mode is kind of whack
Yeah.
right now. Hopefully they fix that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are we supposed
Like-
to play test the mode when we can't even play it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Maybe drop the energy down to like 3 hours, not
Maybe
12.
just make it unlimited energy so we can play it.
Especially because it's
That
pre-season.
too.
Yeah, it's a preseason. Like,
Yeah.
you would think they'd want all the feedback in the world, considering how they give us, surveys, and they always like ask questions. They have like the videos and stuff, and then they drop a new event, and they're like, by the way, you can only play it once every like week.
Well, that's the problem too. Is whenever they introduce something new, they royally it up, but then it always gets fixed. I don't know why. It's like a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, you think they would just learn from the previous times?
Exactly.
Yeah. 'Cause also, I was thinking like they should have just make a version like an LBR-ish style of the game that you could just play it to practice and not worry about the energy, and then go into the actual part and use the energy or whatever. Because you can't, like, what kinds of showcases are you gonna do? Like you say, okay, I'm trying out this strategy, I don't know what I'm gonna try because I can't play the game, I can only move once or twice. But if they made it at least a version within it that you could just spam the game over and over and over and not worry about that, and then you can learn how to strategize, I feel like that would have been great, like a training mode for that, at least maybe for some time, or they just could keep it. Because how the heck I still don't understand what I'm doing. I just keep rolling the characters and forget about it, because I don't feel a purpose other than just at the end gaining the rewards.
And the one thing is, when your character dies, you can't change them out.
Yeah.
I think you can switch them if you have a
once you get to the boss or something. Your bench you can switch, but you can't get new characters in. Like the new Goku and the Hit are boost characters. You can't get them in until you fight the boss. We can't fight the boss because we have no energy. It's
Makes
stupid.
sense.
Exactly.
It makes a lot. It's fair and balanced.
You can add replacement characters, something like that, or
you can
there are
swap
2 slots.
Yeah, but
There
you
are 2
can't add
slots.
someone new. Is the
Oh
problem.
yeah, exactly.
And you need to be careful to put them on, cause when you're on the harder one, they hit hard. But and you watch your health too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that, and I don't fully understand it. Are we facing AI or are we facing other people?
It's AI.
AI.
It's just AI.
Okay, that's what I
He gets the
thought.
top points. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And how do they decide? Because I did a match and the only character that was getting hit was Topo, and he died.
Topo actually has a thing where he tanks more hits. If you read his tournament of power mode thing, it says
He like taunts, and then he's the only one that got
yeah, he
hits.
taunts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
No
so
one's
it's
reading
kind of
that
like a
because we don't know
tank.
what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
This goes back to communication again.
Well, it's part of the kit. Like, you can read it in their tournament of power stuff, but I mean,
Yeah, but when you're starting up the mode, it's not
Yeah.
going to tell you like, oh,
Right.
this unit's this. It just says
Right.
boost units. Then you click the boost units because
Yeah.
you're like,
Well-
oh, give me more points.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine a brand new player to Legends in the
Yeah.
state that it's in now.
yeah.
I mean, it's in a pretty good spot, but they're going to open up tournament of power, and they're going to be like, what the f*** is this?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
there should be like a little trial, like co-op, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
thing that like is just like a step by, like when you play the very first mission of the game, where it's like, this is how you use the strike arts, this is how you charge key, like it's just
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I think we all agree that the mode definitely needs some work, but it's obviously in the preseason. We've definitely discussed a lot in the video so far today. We definitely went over everything we needed to went over, and I think we all agree that Goku is underwhelming. Hit is very good. Ultra Goku is a awesome unit. Could be better, but very cool unit. And the future of Ultras definitely is looking pretty good based off of the feedback that the Legends devs gives after the first time they mess up. But yeah, I'm glad we all were able to do this. This was really fun. I'm glad you guys came. If you guys made it to the end of the video, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the hell's bells to get notified when we upload a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.